Welcome back, everybody, and happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. If you know the intro, say it with me. They're in the description to this video, so go ahead and check them out. So we're going to go ahead and get into kind of the remnants of this week's system, taking a look at that cold air that got left behind, as well as some areas that got a decent amount of rain behind that cold front. Now it's expected to shift through New England, and right behind it is post-tropical cyclone Philippe. As those two collide, could potentially get some pretty good rainfall up through the northeast. That's already been dealing with rainfall. So we'll take a look at totals here in a second, and then we're going to end the show with your 5 casts for Dallas, DFW, and Dallas is DFW, but Dallas, Denver, and OKC, and let you guys know what's looking like through the weekend and into the beginning of next week. But before all of our weather, we're still at the RCAT, guys. Frank is there, and he's at booth number 721 at the Marriott Marquis in Houston. So go say hi to Frank. We've got some giveaways, too. Not sure if that's already happened or not, but steak dinner, you know, so go check out the RCAT, say hi to Frank. And then if you're not able to make it to Houston, we're also going to be in McKinney on October 12th. This is at the SRS distribution headquarters for the Limitless GPO annual event. It's going to be a really fun event. This one has some trainings, some speakers that are telling you guys a little bit about roofing and some tips and tricks there. Brandon is going to be at this one. And then at the end, there's going to be bowling. It's football bowling. So let me know what that entails in the comments if you guys go to the Limitless GPO annual event. Should be a good time, can learn a lot, do a little networking, etc. And again, that's on the 12th. So now getting into our watches and warnings, all right, yeah, Good Friday. Good Friday to you too, but yeah, I've got freeze warning all the way through the north and central plains after that cold front. So pretty significant area affected by that freeze warning for this beginning of October. You know, fall and winter are right around the corner. If you're not in that freeze warning and you're in this light purple, you're under a frost advisory or a freeze watch in the light blue there. And that is all going to last until Saturday morning. Now, temperatures should be like upper 20s to low 30s, so just below that freezing threshold, but bottom line is that that cold weather is, you know, it's around the corner. It's starting. It has begun for fall. And then again, behind that cold front, lots of folks left with some pretty decent rainfall amounts, over an inch in Lafayette, Louisiana, a little bit under a ½ inch in Corpus Christi, and then, you know, just a scattering across parts of central Mississippi, southern Texas, got some decent rain with that system that shifted south, and then up north, you got some too. So almost an inch in Lansing, and then ½ inch in Detroit, just under a ½ inch for a lot of us down through the Ohio valleys. So decent amount of rainfall from that system, and you know, now it's making its way out towards the east. So this is Philippe, all right, this one out in the Atlantic, getting pulled up into the main low. So that's why it's kind of going post-tropical. It's getting sucked up into the jet stream, all right. And so we got this low pressure system bringing that rain. We got Philippe bringing that rain on Saturday all to the northeast. Then as they collide, you're going to see that low strengthen a bit. And then it's just going to kind of be chilling, all right. So initially we were blocked by a high out in the eastern U.S. Now we got this low that's just kind of sitting out there through the mid part of next week, and we'll see if this next trough that's trying to crash through is going to make it into the central plains and be able to spark any severe weather. But we're going to start to see an uptick in those cold fronts for this time of year, as you know, that jet stream starts to try to move further and further south in preparation for winter. So you can see that cold front making its way through western or eastern Kentucky right now, through the southeast and up into New England, and bringing all that rain along with it. But otherwise, I mean, not a ton of severe hazards from this system anymore. 74 degrees out in Atlanta, 69 in New York City, and we're sitting in the 60s behind it as well. So again, just we don't really have that sharp temperature and moisture gradient that we had before. So not going to see a whole lot of severity on the system anymore, but could potentially continue that rain up through New England. And then again, we're sitting in the 70s and 80s once you're out behind that low pressure system waiting on that next one to come in. So here's kind of what it looks like over the coming hours, just kind of spitting out those storms and showers through Pennsylvania and New York. Again, nothing really severe, but just a good rumble of thunder or two, and some heavy rain to kind of accumulate through there. And then into tomorrow, it's going to finish making its way towards the coast as Philippe comes up, and then the two merge and collide, getting some really heavy rain through the upper parts of New England from like New York up through Maine. So taking a look at Philippe, there it is right now, and not looking like your typical hurricane because it is post-tropical at this point, but just got a mess of rain and storms south of Bermuda for now. So doing 50-mile-an-hour winds at this point in time, so severe threshold is about 60, and then tropical storm threshold is, it's already exceeded there at 50 miles an hour. So now as it moves up, Bermuda should take a pretty direct hit with Philippe. However, again, fortunately it's not hurricane status at this point, so that is some good news, but some heavy rain and some high winds expected for Bermuda later this afternoon. Now as that lifts up towards New England, you're going to see it start to taper down in intensity, working with some colder water up there, and again, getting pulled up into that low pressure system. But some folks in Maine and some folks in coastal Canada could potentially be getting some high winds as well as some heavy rain from Philippe moving up that way. And then it'll make its way out into inland Canada and should weaken quite a bit by Sunday. So here's your rainfall amounts that are expected. Not a ton by Saturday afternoon. You're still kind of waiting on that low pressure system to move through with that frontal rain, getting a scattering of it through Canada and New York. But then by Saturday afternoon, just 12 hours later, getting a little bit more moving in. And then another 12 hours, Sunday morning, now seeing the impacts from Philippe moving into Maine, as well as some heavier rainfall along that front. And then it just gets all messy, seeing potentially over 3 inches of rain in Burlington and in Bangor, over an inch in Albany, New York. New York City, getting less than an inch, but still don't need any more after this last week. So hoping that that'll move in and out quickly for you guys, and it should be out of the way by late this weekend, but you might be dealing with some hairy weather through the weekend with all that rain, and some gusty winds should stay below severe limits, but you might notice that as Philippe moves on shore, mostly in Maine. So that's what we have for your rainfall for the next 72 hours through the area, expecting to see some pretty wet weather up through New England. So OKC, DFW, and Denver, totally different story, all right? So we're going to be sitting in the 60s and 70s through Oklahoma City, loving it through this weekend. The perfect football weekend, perfect get outside and have a picnic or do whatever you want. It's fall weather. I love to see it. Then we're going to track back up into typical Oklahoma weather for this time of year, sitting back up in the mid-80s by the middle of next week. So bottom line, enjoy that weather this weekend while it lasts, and then, we'll see more of it into later this fall. But even Denver, or Dallas, I'm getting you two mixed up with the D names today, but Dallas and Fort Worth, seeing the 70s on Saturday, real nice. Sunny skies, no chance of rain, the perfect day. And then you two guys are going to get warmer by the beginning of next week, but still sunny. And we're finally getting some overnight relief in the 60s, so your AC might be able to actually shut off, which is awesome. And then last but not least, Denver, at least got the weather that I'm always jealous of. 57 degrees today, working our way up into the upper 70s by the end of the weekend and into the early next week, maybe even hitting 80 with some cloud cover and barely any chance of rain for the next 5 days. So good news for us inland. If you're in New England, you got that rain to work through, and then hopefully by the beginning of next week, should be clearer, should be drier, and you can kind of shake off all that rain that came through the weekend. So that's what we're looking at for today. If you guys want to follow us, you can get us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and Threads. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. Smash that subscribe button everywhere else. And remember, we're at Hail Trace on everything, so you can find us pretty easily. And then if you want to get in contact with us, go ahead and scan the QR code up above me or click the link in the description to this video. That'll get you guys a demo to all of our severe weather mapping products. Any type of severe weather, any time of day, you guys can expect us to be mapping it live. So if you want access to that, go ahead and scan, click Click and scan. And then if you have any questions about it, give us a call at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And if you guys are in the Central Plains, enjoy the gorgeous weather this weekend. We will be back on Monday live to give you guys updates on what's happening. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.